It's kind of cool, Dave. Back in the song. I don't know how the other half lives. Well, Paul, you're married, tied down, ball and chain, bud. I've noticed something about myself in the last couple of years, even though I'm not married yet, and that's a big step in the progression into turning into your father. Which I have, in my life there are 3 steps. I'm not sure exactly what the 3 are in yours. In mine, number 1 is fixing my own vehicle. Got a truck, my dad's got tools, shows me how to fix them, step number 1. Number 2 is, while I'm in my truck, I'm yelling at traffic. Even with the window rolled up, they can't hear me or anything. Somebody cut me off. It's like, oh, that guy cut me off. I'm gonna follow his asshole. And the number 1 is gotta be falling asleep in front of the TV. And it's not just the falling asleep part that's the bad, it's the pre-falling asleep action. Maybe you've seen this in your own fathers or brothers, brothers or something. But it starts out watching TV and sort of with the eye flippings. And then pretty soon it's the head like one of these things. Hell hath no fury than when my mom sees my dad doing that. Another stage of this is the denial. That I'm not falling asleep really. Honey, would you stop that? No, I'm not falling asleep really. I'm just exercising the neck. And then you get to finally the forward one. I sleep. But my parents, my dad, pretty cool guy. Had a big family, 5 kids, 2 brothers, 2 sisters, as with Paul's, so parents kind of on the same wavelength there. Big families are kind of cool. It's as opposed to just being an only child. How many only children do we have in here? Anybody's an only child? I didn't think so. But when you're an only child, there's no one to blame stuff on. I mean, your mom goes in the kitchen, she sees dirty handprints all over the cookie jar. Kind of hard to blame the dog on that one, huh? But Paul, he was the 5th youngest of 5. He was the one who got away with everything. I was the 4th of 5. I was the one who got everything blamed on. And Paul, he's the kind of guy running around in his underwear eating Doritos and his chubby little face running up to his daddy. He's the kind of guy who could just go up to his dad and go, Dad, I just killed someone. His dad's like, that's all right, Paul. Tom and Jim around there? But then when it came around at dinner time, Tom and Jim were on the offensive there. They'd be sitting across the table from Paul. One of them would start in with this. After a couple of minutes of that, every time they'd hear this from Paul. Mom, Tom and Jim are looking at me again. Make them stop. And Tom and Jim would go, oh, is it against the law to look at people? Look, Mom, does this bother you? But Paul and I have been friends for a long time, got a lot in common. But being friends with him for so long, I've learned a few things about him. Number 1, whenever we were getting ready to do something, or if he was coming over to my house, I was over to his. Our houses were close enough, not more than like a 5-minute bike ride. If I called him up, say, Paul, come on over, we'll watch a movie. It'd be Paul Arneberg time. It'd be a totally different frame of mind. I don't know if you know Paul. Rarely has a man ever been on time. But so I'd say, Paul, come on over. He'd say, I'll be right over. That was my cue. Go to the old Paul Arneberg watch. Old picture of Paul in there with the arms going like this. And it was always a half hour slow. Be right over, half hour. Be over in 15 minutes, 45 to an hour, anywhere in there. But we got a lot of things in common. We like movies, we like the classics. Citizen Kane, The Godfather, Blues Brothers, all the Rockies, you know, Blazing Saddles, the good ones. What else we got in common? We've got religion. We were both strong faiths and stuff. And it's like, I was in Los Angeles 2 years ago, and in the airport there I was approached by some Hare Krishnas. And you know, this is American, you can believe what you want to believe, but come on. I mean, these people aren't even in the ballpark, huh? I mean, it says right there in the Bible that God made us in his own image, and I just know he wouldn't wear his hair like that. When I think of God, I think of Barry Gibb, not Daddy Warbucks with a slinky hanging off the side of his head, you know? But, anyways, and also another thing is music. We both like music, and Paul's been singing ever in the showers and other places for as long as I can remember. But, therefore, and then, why don't you guys put your hands together and start off a little something. No, I'm just kidding. I hate rap. I'll never do that to you. I wasn't going to do this, but since Dave was so kind as to talk about Minnesota in such a gleaming way, my father has got sort of the same kind of sense of humor as Paul or I has, and he cut this out of the paper for me. It's titled Out with Cowboys, Trucks, and Trains, In with Velcro Arms and Teflon Hearts, and it's a list of titles of country music songs. These are actual songs written by the brain-dead hicks sitting on the porch with no teeth and playing their banjos all day. And that was just for you. I wasn't going to say that, but I'm just going to run down a couple of these here. Your Alibi, Called Today. I've Got You on My Conscience, but at least you're off my back. If the jukebox took teardrops, I'd cry all night long. Walk out backwards slowly, so I'll think you're walking in. My personal favorite. I keep forgetting that I forgot about you. I don't know whether to kill myself or go bowling. Is it cold in here, or is it just you? Actually. How can a whiskey 6 years old whip a man that's 32? How come your dog don't bite nobody but me? Defrost your heart. Classic Tammy Wynette, I think. You make my heart want a dip of snuff. This is my favorite right here. I've been flushed from the bathroom of your heart. Or in your case, just an outhouse. You're going to ruin my bad reputation. I wish I could hurt that way again. If the phone doesn't ring, it's me. That's right. If whiskey were a woman, I'd be married for sure. And we used to kiss on the lips, but now it's all over. Actual songs. But speaking of songs, I was at the Twins game the other day at the Metrodome, and there was a song that they sang between innings. Kind of brought me back to my younger days when my grandmother used to sing me a song before I went to bed, and I'd just like to share that with you right now. While you are at the game, sit in a Hormel row of fame. If you're in our lucky seat, you'll win a Hormel hot dog treat. Great for lunch, great for dinner, you will be a winner, winner in the Hormel row of fame. Yeah. I mentioned that my grandmother used to write commercial jingles back in the 50s. Did I mention? But anyways, yeah, while other kids were getting Bronze Lullaby and So Long Farewell, All Wiedersehen, and Good Night by the Von Trapp family, I was getting Sparky the Seltzer Boy singing Plop Plop Fizz Fizz. Anyways, I would like to end with a song, and I'm going to need some help from a good friend of mine, and the groom in the wedding, Paul Arneberg, need you to help with this one. My sister and brother-in-law will recognize this song.